Warning, this video may contain sensitive content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Lit Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading. And our topic for the day is going to be who is controlling you and why. I have 3 piles here. This is going to be pile 1 with the yellow candy, pile 2 with the orange candy, and then pile 3 with the green candy. I'm going to put up a photo so that you all can go ahead and meditate on the options and go ahead and figure out which pile resonates most for you. Make sure you understand that on this channel we work with energies and not egos. So if certain things come up in certain tarot cards about specific genders, just understand it's more so about the energy rather than the actual gender itself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Thank you, Holy Divine Spirit. I ask that you remove any impure or negative energies or entities that are currently in this space, for they are not allowed here, so that we may be able to get clear, concise messages. Thank you. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, let's get into your reading. Pile 1. Hello. Welcome to my channel. So, like I said, the title is Who's Controlling You and Why? So I have a card from my Inspired by Frida deck. And this is kind of the overall energy of your situation. So it says, you are stronger than you think and more than you know. Be curious and determined. So I really feel like just with that alone, whatever situation you're in, you have the capability to pull yourself out of it, whatever it is that's going on with you. Let's get deeper into it. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some tarot cards. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm super clumsy. I have nails on. I want it to be pretty for you guys, but I don't wear nails very often, so it's a little awkward for me, but we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty sure this is going to be an hour long of me complaining about my hands. All right, let's get into it. Thank you, Holy Spirit. There's clear, concise messages, whatever it is that pile 1 needs to know right now about their current situation, of who is controlling them and why. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. So this is exactly what I was initially feeling, but I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to make sure that I was right. I know, right? Not very intuitive. But you are currently in a situation that is already on its last leg. And you need to remove yourself from that situation. And it's very possible for you to walk away from it as well. So to start, we have the Death card. We also have the Fool. We have the 2 of Swords in reverse. We have the 6 of Wands. And then we have the Queen of Swords. I'm just going to tell you straight away, whatever this situation is, you are already in a position where if you ended this and decided to go on a new path that is actually more conducive for you, and I'd even say, even if it doesn't seem like it now, it's a better choice because it's the lesser of two evils. And granted, it may not seem like it's a very good option for you, whatever your other option is, but it's still better than where you are right now. And it's so much better for you that you will greatly benefit from having made this move and taken the opportunity to move forward. I do believe that this would involve you having to cut contact with this person, most likely. I don't think I honestly get a really strong feeling that whatever the situation is, you've already tried to talk to this person. You've already tried to handle this in a logical manner. And for whatever reason, they're just not wanting to work with you. They're not compliant. So instead of constantly trying to beat a dead horse, so to speak, just let it lie. Let the things do what they're going to do. It doesn't have to affect you. It does not have to be your life. It does not have to be something that you worry about on a daily basis, especially if, regardless of you being present, whether or not it's actually anything that will involve you. Like especially if it's a situation that was already occurring before you were involved with this person or this arrangement. Essentially, they're not going to die without you. Even if they're acting like, oh, if pile one leaves, I'm going to be desolate and the world is going to be so grim and everything is going to suck. Don't believe it. It's all BS. All of it. Every single bit of it is BS. And you don't have to respond to it anymore. You don't have to be in the presence of someone who is going to constantly pick arguments with you and make you feel like you're less than, especially considering the Queen of Swords is a very intelligent woman. She's the most intelligent woman out of the deck, if I'm not mistaken, aside from the Empress, who is essentially a combination of all four. But the Queen of Wands is someone who knows how to have a conversation. The Queen of Wands is someone who knows how to navigate conflict. And by the Queen of, or not the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, sorry. By the Queen of Swords being in reverse, that lets me know that if you were to try and have a conversation with this person, it would only end in an argument. And it would end with you probably saying things that you don't mean to say, probably voicing certain opinions that aren't necessarily true just because of how you're feeling at the time. And even if the things that you say that are hurtful are true, the fact is that maybe it's not your place for you to say it. Maybe it's not time for that person to hear that. Maybe there are just some things that are better left unsaid. Maybe it's just better to be misunderstood. And it's okay because your journey is yours and yours alone. No one else can live your life for you. So it only makes sense that if you're dealing with a person or a situation that doesn't want to work with you or be compliant to you, or dealing with things that doesn't work with your needs, then it's probably best to walk away altogether. And that's being clarified by this Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and underneath that you have the Emperor, and under that is the Two of Wands. So if you were to walk away from this person, you would essentially be stepping in your power. You would essentially put yourself in a position where you can start planning for tomorrow. You can start planning for the future you've always dreamt of. But the key is to actually go through with the plan. And right now, you may not have a plan. Maybe you're too disoriented to have a plan, or maybe you have a plan, but it's a little shaky. So you have to get away from whatever energy this is so that you can clearly understand what your next moves need to be. I'm going to pull from my Moonology deck. I'm going to do a quick little shuffle. Actually, no, I'm not going to pull from the Moonology deck yet. But I am going to shuffle it so that it's ready. I'm actually going to pull from my Kipper deck so that we can get a deeper understanding of the situation. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for being here in this space. Please give us clear, concise messages. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. So, let's see. What other information do we have for pile 1 about this particular situation that they may be in, or whoever they may be dealing with that is trying to control them, and why? Why are they trying to control them, Holy Spirit? Okay, so we've got work and occupation, theft, hope, and big water. So yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. And it's funny because there aren't any pentacles here. There aren't any pentacles here. Yeah. And then we have the house card on the bottoms. Okay, so we have work occupation. It's card number 34. And then we have theft in reverse, card number 24. And then we have hope, big water, card number 36. And on the back of the deck, we have the house card, card number 20. So right off the bat, I'm just going to say straight up, this person wants you for your money. This person's only real intent is to take money from you. If it's not money, then it's that they essentially want for you to only, they basically want you to feed them. They want you to clothe them. They want you to take care of them. It's like they want you to be their mother almost. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that vibe of like somebody wanting a mom. And this is something that they dream about. This is something that they've hoped for a very, very long time. That someone like you would come along that they can just take from. And I can almost promise you they don't believe that that's what they're doing. They don't think that that's what they're doing, but that's exactly what they're doing, whether they realize it or not. Let me pull a few more cards. And they're really sad about it too, because they feel like their house is kind of like in disarray. Yep. So you may not be a good lady per se, but the good lady card did come out. That's card number 6. You could definitely be a man, but essentially what it is that you're a very nurturing person, most likely. You're very loving, very calm, very patient. And if not calm, you're at least patient. Somewhat understanding, like how a mother would be in a nurturing way. This person, I'm sorry, but this person has mommy issues. And on the back of the deck, we have his thoughts in reverse, number 16. So this person most likely, it seems like they're very selfish, very self-centered, like as if they don't really understand how to care for themselves. And so in their mind, they figure, what's the point of me struggling when I can just have what pile one has? Why do I have to work so hard when, I can just do half as much, or we can just, or how this is how it's coming through. I'm not going to be condescending. This is how the message is truly clearly coming through. Why do it by myself when we can work together? But the reality of it is that this person's version of working together is you doing at least 75% of the work. And if not, do at least 50% of the work. And then after both of you are done working, you still have to rub their back. You have to rub their feet and scratch their back after you just got done working. So you have to go home and work some more. And then they want you to make food. They want you to keep the house clean, even though they dirty it every day. This is the mentality. The mentality is, it's very much so giving servitude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe in slavery. I'm too black for that. But this is very much so giving me like, you belong to me kind of vibes. And you don't belong to anybody. You don't belong to a damn soul. Excuse my French. But you don't belong to anybody. The only person you belong to is the people that made you. And even them, you technically don't belong to them. Once you reach a certain level of maturity and ability, you don't belong to them anymore. Because you're most likely an adult. And if you're not an adult, I'm sorry, because that's got to be really rough. But you've been blessed with the opportunity to make your own decisions. And, just try to make the best decisions that you can. And in this case, the best thing you can do is either cut off contact. Like if you have to be with this person on a daily basis and you're not in a position where you can leave, you're just going to have to limit contact. You're going to have to limit conversation. You're going to have to limit exchange of emotion in order to protect yourself until you can get in a better position. And if you are in a position where you can just leave. Seriously, just leave. If I were you, I would leave. If this is what leaving gets me, is being in my own power and being able to stand up for myself and not having to worry about stepping on someone else's toes, I would do it. But then again, this isn't me. This is you. And it's totally up to you what you want to do. But if you walk away from this, you are opening a door of opportunity that will bring you so much greatness. Seriously. Under the Two of Wands is the moon. Realize your dreams. Realize your dreams. Realize your dreams. Okay, now I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck. Okay, Holy Spirit. What other information do we need about this connection, this situation? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Oof. Okay. So we've got luck is on your side. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I'm so excited for you. Seriously. Okay, so we have nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. We have a time for healing, balsamic moon. This is definitely time to heal from that pain. Then we have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have a time to give rather than to take, new moon in Virgo. So I know that card on the bottom might sound a little confusing. It's like, okay, why would I give to a situation that I've been giving to? But what that really means is actually, it's not about giving to the situation or the person. It's actually about giving to yourself by giving this up. Sometimes what it really means to give is to give it away. You don't have to hold on to this anymore. Give all of this negativity up. Give it away. Give it up. Because it's not yours to have. These are not your problems to take care of or worry about. These are not your burdens to carry. You are not responsible for a whole nother person. Unless they're your child, you are not responsible for other people. You are only responsible for yourself. I honestly, yes, definitely. If you can walk away from this situation, walk away as soon as you possibly can. Because right after you walk away, not only do you have luck coming to you, but you also will be entering a time of healing. You will be entering a time of healing, a time of possibly even more gratitude, to be more grateful towards yourself. Show yourself some appreciation. Take care of you, you know? Take you out on a date. Take a nice warm bath. You know, instead of having some alcohol, try to have some warm milk. Something wholesome. Do something wholesome for yourself. Something heartwarming. Something that will lift your spirits rather than lifting your body via spirits. You know what I'm saying? Put the drink down. You don't have to drink through this. You really don't. And even for people who I feel like, you know, may rely on alcohol daily, Just try to see if you can cut back a little bit. But I would still say have a warm drink if you're going to have a drink. Instead of a cold vodka soda, have some warm apple cider. Something that's going to make you feel jolly. It's almost Christmas season. You know, try to try to do some things that are going to make you feel comfy, make you feel at home with yourself, things that bring you back to things from maybe your childhood that were very comforting and made you feel warm inside. If you can recreate those experiences for yourself, you don't have to worry about somebody else doing that for you. Nobody else has to be responsible for helping you get to that point. Just like how you're not responsible for helping to help this person or this situation to get where it needs to go. Because the reality of it is that this person is learning certain life lessons about being self-sufficient and about, being an individual instead of always having to function from the realm of anyone else for that matter. Oh, well, if I do this, then so and so will be happy. If I do this, so and so will be proud. Instead, they need to be functioning from, I'm going to do this because it's going to make me happy. It's going to make me proud. And when you put to focus on making others happy or making others want to be involved with you, when you take that focus and put it back on yourself, everything in front of you can multiply tenfold, good and bad. But it's not your job to take care of this. It's not your job to carry this burden. Walk away from it immediately if you can. And if you can't leave immediately, just try to do what you can to stay clear of the drama, because it's not gonna stop. Not as long as you are entertaining this person. What if someone's trying to gaslight you or nitpick with you and start arguments over little things or try to toss confusion in the situation, just what I do, honestly, and this might not work in every situation, but sometimes you have to draw back. Sometimes you have to be a little mysterious. Sometimes you can only say the bare minimum, because if you tell everything, then you're too reliable. Stop being so reliable. Stop being so reliable. Go full blown Aubrey Plaza. Go full blown Aubrey Plaza and just stale face your way through an entire conversation. And if that doesn't work, shut down like the dean from China, Illinois. I hope you guys know those references. But let's get into your final oracle cards. I pulled some more Frida cards in the beginning as extra advice. I'm also going to pull from my Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. So the first card says, the most wonderful gift you can give is you being you, your beautiful true self. And honestly, I don't think it gets really much better than that. I don't think that it gets more honest than that. Definitely be who you are. Be exactly who you are. Stop trying to edit yourself to appease others. Be you. And if you don't know what that is, then that's probably why you're being called to walk away from this situation, so that you can figure out who you are. Your next card is scatter the seeds of your untamed tender dreams with your singing fingers. So you're most likely, you might be an artist. You might be someone who's really good with their hands. You might be someone who maybe tinkers with things. I'm getting the word architect. I'm getting building, and I'm seeing 3D printers. It could even be something as obscure as sandcastles. Maybe you like to do sandcastle art or something. But if you are someone who's good with your hands and you haven't done anything in a long time, now's the time. Now's the time to start creating. Now's the time to start living in your truth and being exactly who you are. And it's probably best if you are a very hands-on person, you're gonna feel a lot of relief from creating and expressing yourself through your hands, you know? So yeah, definitely get into some art, get into the vibe of just doing the things that make you happy and that make you feel comfortable and that make you feel inspired and that make you feel like you have a purpose. Because I'm really getting the vibe that like you feel like you're worthless, and you're not, sweetie. You are not worthless. There is nothing wrong with you. You are worthy. You are more than enough. More than enough. Don't let anybody tell you that you are too much or that you're too little. You are just enough. You are just right. Like the third bowl of porridge, you are just right. Okay? And anybody that says otherwise is a hater. Point blank, period. Once again, I fight with these nails. Thank you, Holy Spirit. All right, Holy Spirit. What final advice do you have for my beautiful pile one? What advice do you have for my pile one? Okay. I'm going to take all of them. I'm going to take them all. Okay. So on the bottom of the deck, you have, and please don't judge me if I get certain names wrong. You have Rhiannon Sorceress. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. I think that's so beautiful. You absolutely can create your reality 100%. And I understand if you feel like you're not in a position where you can. I promise you can. You just have to give yourself a chance. We also have Ma'at, fairness. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So if you needed confirmation that walking away from this would solve anything, it will. It will reset the balance. And it will make sure that you are justified. You are not walking away from this in vain. It is not something, unless you choose to reinvite this back into your life, it's not something that is going to haunt you if you walk away from it. Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. So, this is most likely a lesson that you've been trying to learn through multiple lifetimes of choosing yourself over others and maintaining your own integrity and protecting yourself. You have to protect yourself. And I'm getting that real strong. You have to protect yourself, whether physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever the case is, you need to learn how to protect yourself. Yemaya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. So walk through them. You have a beautiful future ahead of you if you leave this behind. And I really hope that you're able to take that chance to walk away from this situation because nobody deserves to be taken advantage of. Unag. Easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. And I think that that's such a beautiful message as well, because especially if you feel like, well, if I just stick it out a little bit longer, or, well, I'll just wait until this, or especially if it's a situation where you feel like, okay, well, let me get one last lick in before I leave. Let me try to trip this person up one last time or get my lick back one last time. Don't waste your time with it. Easy does it. Don't waste your time with it. Don't put your energy into that. Don't feed into it, because all you're going to do is give them more fuel to force you to stay stuck, because you'll get distracted with the arguments, and you'll get distracted with the unkindness, and you'll get distracted with just trying to make yourself feel better so that you can live another day, so that you can get a restful night's sleep. Right now, you may be in duress, but just because someone is picking at you doesn't mean you have to pick back. You do not have to fall prey to that. Do not entertain that, especially if that person is a narcissist or a psychopath or whatever the case may be. Or maybe they're just heavily self-centered. Don't entertain them. Stop giving them opportunities to fight every day. You don't have to fight every day. You don't have to fight anymore. And this is just a side note. If you, like I said, if you have to be around this person, it might help to burn some sandalwood. It really might. Because it helps with negative energies. It clears them out. It helps to bring more loving energy into the space that you're in. It's good. It's good for protection. It's good for healing. So if you have, like, maybe if you want to do some meditation and work on your chakras, it's a really good incense for that. So definitely see about some sandalwood, red sandalwood, doesn't matter. It's really good for that. And the last card you have is Pele, Divine Passion. I love, 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 love this card. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? You are probably a very powerful person, but you haven't tapped into any of your abilities because you're trying to play yourself down for someone else. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that. You are not required to be someone else's lackey. You have a beautiful and divine life that can be laid in front of you. All you have to do is trust yourself and believe that you are capable of actually pulling it off. And no matter how scary it gets, no matter how much you can't understand what's going on, you can get through it. You see how she's practically dancing in volcanic rain, just embracing the fire and the flame of destiny. You don't have to fear the rain. You can embrace it. It was made for you. You can do this. I love you. Thank you, Pile One, for tuning in. And you have a beautiful and blessed day. Hello, Pile Two. Welcome to my channel, Lit Tarot. So right now, I'm just burning a moon incense to help with intuitive messages and to also help with clearing out the previous readings energy. Actually, I'm going to burn my Palo Santo for that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, I ask that you cleanse this space of previous energies from the last reading and bring in clarity, clear, concise messages for this reading. Holy Spirit, thank you. Let that finish doing what it's doing. All right, Pal 2. Let's get into it. So I have a card for you from my Frida Kahlo deck, just to give the overall energy. And let's see. Let every gesture show the world your blooming, fragrant heart. That is so beautiful. All right, Pile 2. So I'm getting the feeling that you've been having to stifle who you are. Maybe you've been in denial about who you are, or maybe you are dealing with people who are in denial about who you are. And maybe they're not taking it so well. You know, I'm definitely getting the vibe, like Goofy Goober Gang vibe type vibes. I got my little SpongeBob Krabby Patty here. Or like maybe you're really like edgy, maybe you're alternative. I don't know what the term for that is nowadays. When I was a kid, it was called emo. Maybe it's still that, maybe it's not, maybe it's some other stuff. But I'm also really strongly getting the feeling that more than anything, even more than those two, that this is gonna have to do with sexual orientation. You might be queer. I myself am a member of the LGBT community. I'm pansexual. And maybe that's a very hard pill for your loved ones and your friends to swallow. Maybe you're being judged for being open with yourself in that way and being explorative in that way. And just in all honesty, I get it, especially if the judgment might be coming from people who are older than you. Sometimes you have to just understand to be patient with other people and understand that they do come from a different time in history. When they were younger, certain things weren't normal, certain things weren't acceptable. There were certain things that we definitely don't do anymore because they're so destructive. But back then, it was a form of maintaining normality, unfortunately. And, we come from a time when um, people were unfortunately being killed just for being different. And I do mean, mostly by being of a different sexual orientation than uh, what is, well, I can't even say is, but what was publicly accepted. But also, just people who wanted to be more expressive, people who were into the alternative styles, a lot of goth kids and emo kids and screamo kids and all the punk rock kids and the candy kids and all the in-betweens, the shufflers at the raves, all of them. All of those people have experienced prejudice one way or another just for embracing who they really truly were. And it's genuinely unfortunate. And on a slightly smaller scale, I'm also getting something about, you know, something about being the black sheep of the family because you're so smart. Being made fun of because you're intelligent. And that's not okay. So let's get into your reading, pile two. I'm just going to give these a quick little shuffle. Probably won't be that quick because my hands have nails on them and they're not used to that. Oop. Oh no. Oh wow, no. We getting the tea on this one. So already I can feel that whatever information we're pulling at, whoever is harassing you doesn't want you to know what's really up. And maybe they're harassing you because they feel the same way you do about yourself, about themselves. Maybe they've always wanted to express themselves and be honest with themselves in a certain way and they just never could. And maybe they're jealous because you get to be yourself. I'm getting that very strongly. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Ooh, just flying out. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. Yep, still upright. Okay. Any other information for us, Holy Spirit? Okay. All right. All right. So I'm trying to feel out the orientation these guys want to be in. I think this is it. Okay. So the first card we have is the Knight of Swords. So a lot of talking. Probably a lot of back and forth. We have the Hangman upright. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have the Sun in reverse. And we have the Queen of Pentacles upright. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. I don't know why I said it like that. I had a brain fart, sorry. 3 of Wands on the back of the deck. And underneath that is the 3 of Cups. All right, so here's the deal. Underneath that, you have the 9 of Wands. Okay, so let's get into it. So, you've been yelling. You've been getting yelled at. And in the midst of all of this arguing, yes, you have, I guess, more or less secured your spot in, like, I'm really, like, real strong. I'm getting, like, mom vibes. Like, somebody's mom is mad at them for being who they are. And that's not right. That's not fair. But there's someone in your life that keeps trying to talk you out of being who you are. There's someone in your life that keeps trying to tear you down and make you feel less than because of the way that you naturally function. That's not right. That's not right at all. That's really not right. Whoever this person is, I don't even think it's necessarily that they want to see you fail. I think really it's just that they are unaware of how their prejudice has affected you. They're unaware of how them being judgmental has affected you. I'm going to clarify with my Kipper deck. Yeah, it's like, and you've been making this sacrifice. Like, after constantly going back and forth, you just conceded. You're like, all right, fine, I'll do it your way. But at the same time, now you're probably depressed. You probably hate yourself. You probably hate them. Or at the very least, you're just very angry at the situation. And it's really unfortunate because it's like once you reverted back to what was considered normal, it made this person feel more comfortable, and it made them feel like, okay, now I can go back to what I was doing. And it's like, okay, but you never had to leave what you were doing in the first place to pay attention to me and my journey. And if you are a parent of mine and you don't approve, again, you don't have to pay attention. And I know how sad that can be when you don't feel like you have support from your own parents. You don't have, when you don't feel like you have a real support system at home. That can be really rough on anybody. That can be so tough to deal with day in and day out. It's so draining to have to constantly pretend like you aren't who you are. That's not right. And I'm getting the sense that, like, oh, this person is celebrating your hardships. This person is like celebrating your scars. Like, they're just like, yeah, I nipped that shit in the butt. Okay, so let's clarify. Knight of Swords. just do freestyle. Is there any other information that you have for us here, Holy Spirit? Thank you, Holy Spirit. What else do we need to know about this situation, Holy Spirit? Okay. We'll leave it at that. Oh, I wasn't even trying to get that many. But hey, why not? Okay. Wow. And just the, oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So you have card number 19, bereavement in reverse. You also have pleasant letter, card number 7 in reverse. You have card number 32, grief and adversity. You have card number 28, expectation. You have, and the last card is number 6, good lady. And on the back of the deck, we have number 10, a journey. So, and oh, in reverse. So, I'm getting the vibe. I think that honestly, I'm getting the vibe that like what this 3 of Cups is really about. Oh, yeah. What this 3 of Cups is really about is making plans. It's about making plans. But they're not the right plans. They're not. So underneath the journey card, it was also the short illness card, followed by high honors, and then gloomy thoughts. So even if you were to maintain this quote unquote normalcy, you would most likely be very depressed. You would receive the recognition that others feel is deemed for you, but you'll be depressed extremely. So much so, honestly, I'd be worried that you might do something to hurt yourself. And if that's how you're feeling already, then honestly, babe, you need to be doing what you can to redirect your life. Seriously. Rethink some ways of how you cope. Try and do some research and find ways to help you, you know, be able to digest what's happening to you. Not just to cope with it or push things down, but to actually understand what's happening in your life. Whatever argument this is hasn't been laid to rest. And unfortunately, you know, maybe you thought you would be able to really step into your true power, and maybe you told some people that you trusted who were on board with you, like, hey, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it because it's time for me to be who I am. And then when you try to express your truth to your loved ones, your good lady snapped out and lost it and said, absolutely not. That's not what's happening. And just because it's a good lady card, just because it's the Queen of Pentacles, that does not mean that it's a woman. It could just be someone with very feminine energy. But this good lady was pissed because in her mind she feels like, or not even her, in their mind they feel like, I did X, Y, and Z for you. How dare you spit in my face and become this? You know I don't like this, so why would you do this? And it's like, it's not a personal attack, it's just who I am. And just because you don't like it or you're not okay with it, that doesn't mean that I can't be me. You're just, maybe it's a life lesson for you to learn how not to be so judgmental. And honestly, that's really what this sounds like. You're dealing with a judgmental Joe, a nitpick Nancy, someone who doesn't want you to be happy as your truest self. Someone who, they want you to be happy, but they want you to, I guess, stick with their program, so to speak. All I ask, please don't do anything crazy. Please don't do anything crazy. Because I can understand if right now you're trying to maintain and maybe you're not feeling depressed yet, but if you were to stop rebelling, all it would do is replace your fire with coldness. You would be devoid of life practically. And you'd be living a lie. How long do you think you could live that lie? Especially since it's not required of you to live that lie. And if it is required of you to live that lie for, maybe religious reasons or familial reasons, like maybe, say if you live in a specific country or your family has certain ideals of, maybe you have arranged marriage or something along those lines, or maybe your family is maybe you're famous and maybe you have a certain type of persona, and if people found out who you really were, they'd freak, or so you think. And some people probably will, especially if you've been portraying a particular type of person for a very long time. But your life, the how can I put this? The quality of life you are living is only going to deteriorate because you're so busy trying to appease others. You might be a beautiful trophy to this person, but you are a detriment to yourself if you continue to go along with this foolish plan. And I really genuinely am concerned about your well being. Please, 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 please do whatever you can to keep yourself in a good headspace. And if you're not there, find ways to nurture yourself, find ways to cradle your own heart, especially when you know that no one else is capable of doing that for you. You can't sit around and wait for a miracle to happen. You're going to have to learn how to basically parent yourself, father yourself, mother yourself. You're going to have to find ways to nurture yourself. And honestly, it's better to learn that now than never, because that is a very, very necessary life skill, and it is a skill that is necessary for true success, because only then are you able to really tap in to your greatest potential, because your mind isn't clouded with negative thoughts and sadness and being hurt. You're not covered in emotional scars. And if you're covered in physical scars, that's where the line needs to be drawn. And get yourself some shea butter, because that helps, or some bio oil, because that helps too. Let's take a look at the Moonology cards. Yeah. Yeah. And I find it funny that this expectation card is on top of the sun in reverse, because it's like, that's where you're headed. You know that's where your life is headed if you continue on with the charade. Is, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to be depressed the rest of my life. Nobody wants to see me truly happy, so I'll just be fake happy or whatever. That's obviously that's all anyone really wants. Actually, I'm going to take these off. But that's not true. You don't have to live like that. All right, Holy Spirit, what other information do you need about this particular connection and situation? Please, Holy Spirit, what other information do you need? Thank you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. Yes, your dreams. And see, this Three of Wands. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck is your dreams need a practical plan. Taurus and full moon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, full moon and Taurus. You got to start coming up with a game plan to get you out of this. Under that, you have a new start is coming. New moon. Definitely get a game plan together. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. I'm so excited for you. If you actually pull this off, I'm super excited for you. Seriously. And I don't even want to say if, when you pull this off, I'm going to be rooting for you. I'm rooting for you already. Emotions are running high. Super moon. So whether you like it or not, this situation is going to come to a head. No matter how much you're trying to avoid confrontation, or however much you're trying to be perfect for someone else, it doesn't matter, because no matter what you do to try to make this person happy, every once in a while you're gonna revert back to your true state until you get stuck in your false state. And right now, it seems like you're in a point in time in your life where you're still flexible enough to be able to pull yourself out of that fakeness, so that at least in private or around people you trust, you can be exactly who you are. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. It is time. It is time. Whatever it is that you've been wondering about, as far as, okay, well, is it worth it for me to lie like this? Your information, your answers, the signs that you're looking for, they are coming. They've probably been coming, but in terms of it being clear and concise, something you can understand, maybe in a conversation you'll hear something, or someone will say something that, kind of helps put things into perspective, like, oh, okay, so you really don't care about me, you really don't care about my feelings, this doesn't even have anything to do with me, type situation. Because it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with you. It has to do with someone of power or influence around you, who they want to maintain a certain type of reality. And in order to do that, you have to play along with the narrative. And maybe they're starting to see, like, okay, well, clearly I can't get Pyle to do what it is that I want them to do without threat, you know. And honestly, like, especially if it's like a situation where, like, oh, if you can't be who we want you to be, then we're going to cut you off from the family account and you're going to be ostracized from the family. You can never see us ever again. I honestly, I can tell you right now, some sacrifices have to be made. Because when you take this step, the people who love you and who are willing to understand, even if they don't, and even if they do, maybe they had to hide their true feelings about things. But if you take the step to live in your truth, some of those people will be in support of you, and some of those people will be inspired by you. You won't be able to avoid this much longer unless you figure out how not to feel pain. If you can't figure out how not to feel pain, there's a good chance you're not going to make it out of this situation in one piece. And I can already tell you've been ripped to shreds. There isn't much more left in terms of fight that you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't have conceded. But you have to find some more power. You have to find more power in you to be able to just expel this from your life. And if not, then find a way for people to work with you. And if they don't want to work with you, find people who are. You have to live in your truth. Because if you honestly think that this is as good as it gets, you are sorely mistaken. Seriously. Because the moment that you live in your truth, you will have an opportunity to start fresh and new, and you can write your own narrative. You can be your own storyteller instead of someone else trying to write your story for you. I'm going to pull some final cards of advice. That was my Moonology deck. Let's see. Now for my Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, we're going to see what other advice you need that could be beneficial to you at this time. Kind of help you figure out how to navigate all of this. Okay. All right, pile two. What advice do we have for beautiful pile two today? What advice do we have for pile two today? What advice do we have for pile two today? All right, so yes, that is definitely the vibe I was getting. Okay. So the first card that came out was Green Tara. Start delegating. Ask others, including Tara, Green Tara, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. You don't have to be a one person show. And you are not a source of entertainment for others. Even if you're an entertainer, even if that's in your job description, in terms of your life is not entertainment for others. It's not. It's your life. We have reality TV for a reason. And if your life is depicted on reality TV, I'm pretty sure you know that certain parts are written. And if you're tired of constantly being in front of a camera, or you're tired of constantly being ridiculed every day, you're tired of constantly being put on center stage for everyone to gawk at and make fun of, judge, and ridicule and demean, you need to know you're not a source of entertainment. You are a person. Your life is not a source of entertainment. It is your life. And you should take it very seriously. Everybody else takes themselves so seriously. Why can't you take yourself seriously? Who gives a crap if you're upsetting someone because of you being yourself? All you're doing is showing that other person that they could have done this too. And I promise you, that's the reason why they're mad. And if it's not that, they're mad because you're messing up something for them. But it honestly, that's not your problem. It just isn't. Your next card is Mary Magdalene, Unconditional Love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. So that's what I was saying earlier, when it comes to this person that's trying to control you, or the situation that's trying to control you. Maybe it's a company, maybe it's family, you know, it could be your job. I keep getting real strong. If it's not family, it's your job. But it could also just be a person maybe you're dating, It could be that. But or it could be friends, but I'm mostly getting family and profession. Those are the two things that are heaviest here. But you have to go at dealing with these situations and viewing these situations from a very loving standpoint, a very understanding standpoint, and understanding that, maybe the other person didn't have a choice either. Maybe they had to also kind of live out this fantasy that's been fulfilled by so many others in the past, and just constantly go through the process of living according to someone else's rule and their expectations. But you don't have to do that. Abundantia, prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. I'm so sorry if I butcher any of these names. But this is what I was saying. Um, if you choose to live in your truth, the new start that you have is going to be so full of abundance for you. And it may not show itself immediately. It may take some time for that stuff to come to fruition. But the real thing here is you have to be patient with yourself, and you have to have faith in yourself that these things will come to fruition. Your last card, oh no, your second to last card is Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in occupation. If this is family related, okay. If this is family related, you are most likely you're probably moving out of the house after this. Or either that, or maybe your family is like, well, we're gonna move over here, and you're like, well, I don't want to go, I want to stay. And that's okay, so long as you have a game plan. But most likely your home situation, your familial situation is going to alter by you choosing yourself over normality. And final card we have is Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. If this doesn't scream, be gay, just be gay. And I mean that in terms of being queer and happy. Just be gay. Just be super duper gay. Just be gay, man. Whatever makes you feel gay, just do it. Whatever makes you feel happy and at home with yourself, whatever makes you feel right, whatever makes you feel like you are satisfying your inner child, whatever makes you feel like you are in tune with yourself, just do it, man. Or woman, girl, boy, none of the above, all of them, alien, tree stump, whatever your orientation is, just do it and have fun. Enjoy life and enjoy you. And the last card I have for you is another Frida card, actually. Oh yes, I read this card when I first got the deck, when I first got the piles together, but it says, continue to make love real through all you create. You have the Midas touch. You are it. You are the it girl, the it guy. You got what it takes. You have the je ne sais quoi. You have the mojo. You've got the mojo. Like, in Austin Powers, I don't know if you've seen Austin Powers, but when he had his mojo stolen and he had to get it back, this person's trying to take your mojo. Don't let them take your mojo. Keep your mojo. Protect your mojo. It's your mojo, not theirs. I know I sound crazy, but it's your mojo, not their mojo, your mojo. So hold on to your mojo and you will be marvelous, darling. You will be better than blue steel. You will be amazing. Like I said, a source of inspiration. So be marvelous, darling. That's all I have for you today, Pile 2. I love you all. Thank you for coming to my channel. And stay blessed and highly favored. Hello, pile three. I am lighting a Eye of Horus incense. It is meant to um, aid in protection and prosperity and good health. All right. Before we dive into your reading, I'm just going to clear out the energies from the last reading. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I ask that you clear the energy from the previous read so that we may get clear, concise messages. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Alright, set that bad boy there. Alright, pile three, let's get into your read. So we're going to start with the overall energy from my Frida Kahlo deck. Dress yourself with reverence. Bow to the infinite within you and radiate it. Sorry about that. My meditation music has shut off. Okay. So, let's take a look. Oh, I already talked about that. Okay. So the vibe I'm getting here is you're either not living up to your full potential, or you're not, as the card said, you're not, like, you have to address yourself with reverence. So it's mostly just a matter of taking better care of yourself. And maybe you're in a position where you're dealing with someone or something that is making you feel depleted, and maybe you don't want to take care of yourself or care for yourself, because maybe you're just too exhausted to do so in the first place. So let's get into these oracle cards, which I thankfully remembered to pre-shuffle. So, Holy Spirit, what information do we need for one for pile three? What does my beautiful pile three need to know right now? Okay. So we've got some, yeah. We've got some serious heavy energy here. Okay, so pile three, first of all, before anything, I just want to say, even if nobody else tells you, I love you. Even if nobody else want to act like they love you, I love you. Even if I don't know you. But I care about you, and I care about your well-being. I care about whether or not you live. I care about whether or not you succeed, whether or not you're healthy, whether or not you have true happiness in your life. So you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. You have the Nine of Cups upright. You have the Nine of Swords upright. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And you have the Two of Swords upright. And on the back of the deck, you have the Knave of Wands or the Knight of Wands. And under that is the Queen of Wands, actually. So, and under that is the Four of Pentacles, upright. Okay. So just diving straight into this this message. You're dealing with a very selfish person. Someone who does not care about you and how you feel. This could possibly be a spouse or a family member. I'm hearing for a small few, it could even be your own children. But you're dealing with a very, very selfish, very nasty, narcissistic, slimy, tunnel vision person. And this person is driven by your sadness. And that is so utterly disgusting. I cannot believe. Whatever this person is doing to you is keeping you up at night. It's almost, I get the sense that you have a fear for your life almost. You can't sleep at night, your heart is palpitating, maybe you wake up in a cold sweat, having a lot of nightmares, maybe you don't have as much of an appetite to eat. Maybe you just don't want to, maybe you don't want to adorn yourself because you're worried about the drama it might cause between you and this person. But the reality of it is that, excuse my French, but they're a controlling piece of shit. And they don't deserve you. They really, really don't deserve you at all. Especially if they're making you feel this way. You shouldn't have to feel that way. You are aware of certain opportunities that you have available to you. And you're aware that it's now or never. But you also are aware that this is a very heavy decision that you have to make of whether or not you want to continue to deal with this person. And you're trying really hard to make the right choice for the sake of protecting yourself, maybe your kids, the rest of your family and your loved ones. You want to protect them, but this person is so freaking selfish. They will do anything, and I do mean literally, legitimately anything, to keep you pigeonholed in this Nine of Swords. Your sadness fuels their fire. You feeling complacent and ugly, dirty, grimy, crusty, nasty, whatever it is you want to describe how you're feeling, they want you there. They want you to stay there. They don't want you to come out of this energy. They don't want you to come from behind these bars. They don't ever want you to get out of this bed. They want you to stay broken down. Period. They don't want you to be happy. They don't even want you to have a semblance of peace. Because the longer they can keep you in disarray, the easier it is for them to control you. But you know that you've been cast out from this person, and you know that, because honestly, I feel like these two are definitely related. This Ten of Cups in reverse and this Five of Pentacles in reverse. This person is trying really hard to cast you out, and they're trying really hard to make you feel like you don't belong. When in reality, they're the ones that don't belong. The puzzle pieces just don't fit together right. You know what I'm saying? And they're upset about their own life enough to try and destroy yours. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm finna do something real ghetto, y'all. Don't mind me. My nail came off. I'm trying to put it back on. I didn't use glue. I just used the little the little press on stickers. That's what I used. I didn't feel like fighting with nail glue for 2 hours. I figured it'd be easier if I just stuck these bad boys on. And surprisingly, none of them popped off while I was shuffling, only while doing other stuff. Okay, let's get into this Kipper deck. I'm going to use the Kipper deck to help clarify this this current read, see what's going on, see what all this sadness is about. And I really want to understand this Knave of Wands a little bit better. Because I feel like, if anything, it just means like you're trying to make the necessary moves and take the steps that you need to take in order to, I guess, move past this and to step into your true power. But it might be that whatever it is that you're doing or whatever plans you have, it might not be enough. It honestly might not be enough. Holy Spirit, what information do you have? Let's read, Holy Spirit. Okay, they really want me to take these ones that flipped. I'm going to take them. Okay. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Okay. So on the back of the deck, we have number 4, meetings in reverse. This is like the third time I've had this. No. Yeah, the third time this good lady card has come out. Okay. So, first card you have is number 16, his thoughts in reverse. Then we have number 10, a journey. Then we have number 31, short illness in reverse. Yeah. Okay. And then we have number 6, good lady. Oh, and then and we have number 15, success in love. Okay. So, first things first, I really want to point out his thoughts in reverse. Whether it's a man or not, it doesn't matter if it's a man or not, but this is a masculine energy most likely. This person is such a negative Nancy. it makes me want to vomit. Seriously, I'm nauseous because they're so selfish and they're so self-centered. And it has a lot to do with their past and the fact that their family can't accept them, or their family doesn't love them, or their family constantly forsakes them. It's kind of like when a kid gets bullied when they're younger and they never learn that it's not okay to return that favor. And so then they go around bullying other people when they get older because now they're old enough to do so and they're strong enough and nobody can call them a runt because they're not a kid. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. You have this journey card. I'm kind of getting the vibe like, okay, so on one hand, yes, this person is very selfish, but I also feel like this is like, okay, by the journey card falling under the Nine of Cups, I feel like it's a kind of like a message of saying, hey, you can do this too. It might take you some time to get there, but you can do this too. You don't have to stay stuck in this Nine of Swords. You can be selfish too. Because the reality of it is, short illness is in reverse under this Nine of Swords. So you may be aware that you don't have to be sad over this. You may be aware that you don't have to put so much energy into this connection. And you don't. Especially when all they're trying to do is depress you and suppress you and repress you. You don't gotta be pressed. You ain't gotta be pressed, y'all. You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do all that. You do not have to be pressed at all. And you know this. You know that you don't have to feel this way. But you're trying to figure out how to change that. With the Good Lady card, again, it doesn't have to be a woman, but it's most likely a feminine energy. This good lady is a manifester. This good lady knows how to pull herself out of the muck. This good lady knows what's good. This good lady knows how to change the narrative. Underneath the meetings in reverse, you have great happiness in reverse. And then under that, you have false person in reverse. What this tells me is that most likely this selfish person, sometimes they can be genuine. Sometimes they care genuinely. Sometimes they want the best for you genuinely. Sometimes they even want you to be a little happy genuinely. But most of the time, they could care less. Most of the time, when they do choose to be kind to you in those ways and allow you to have those moments, it's because they're in a good mood. But when they're in a bad mood, then all of a sudden, oh, let me go back to my punching bag. You become a punching bag instead of being a person that can share, moments with and opportunities with. You are something to beat on. And I really hope that that's not what's happening. Because if someone is putting their hands on you, one, defend yourself, no matter what. And two, call an authority or at least a trusted friend. If you feel like the best way to handle it is to go the legal route, do that. If you feel like the best way to handle it is to backdoor them, I'm not going to say that you should. I don't condone that. But all I'm saying is, if you do, don't get caught. Okay? And don't tell them I told you, because I ain't say do it. I did not say do that. I did not say backdoor that person. I said leave them alone. I said go call uh uh the hotline and get the good folk over there so they can handle that person, so that they can push this person out of your life. I mean, if you do that, don't say I said do it. Don't. I did not say do that. Okay, I did not say to backdoor that person. Do not quote me. I did not. Mm-mm. If you choose to do that, that's on you. But I'm not condoning that activity. And I'm saying it real strong, like, because I feel like a lot of y'all is like, but why? Why can't I backdoor? Why can't I run up and just dispose of this MFer? Why can't I just do what needs to be done? I could just make it happen. You ain't got to make nothing happen. You don't have to do that. There are less messy ways to get it done. And I'm sorry if you offended by me calling that messy, but it is. Plain and simple. Still love you though. If you choose to stick around with this person, yes, there will be love, but at what cost? Because at the end of it, you still have to figure out whether or not every single day you're walking on eggshells, and you have to figure out whether or not today is a good day every single day. Do you really want to wake up every single day and be like, I wonder if we're going to argue today? It should not be like that. You should not be arguing with somebody so much that every time you wake up, it's like, all right, so what problem is we going to have today? What's the deal? What's up? What's the tea? It shouldn't have to be like that. Nobody should have to live like that. So if you are seeing that you have new opportunities to remove this person from your life or remove yourself from their lives, absolutely do those things. Absolutely do those things and step into your power. Absolutely be, because right now you're the Knave of Wands. With this person, you're the Knave of Wands. But without them, you're the Queen of Wands. You're a proper ruler. Someone who is loving but stern. Someone who, and not even stern, I wouldn't even say stern. Someone who's loving and determined. Someone who knows their worth and their capabilities, and they're willing to push themselves for the sake of maintaining or obtaining that happiness. There's nothing in this world more valuable than happiness other than knowledge. And oftentimes knowledge does beget sadness, but people forget that when you are knowledgeable about how to maintain your own emotions and your happiness isn't reliant on someone else, you can do insanely marvelous things. And no one can steal your happiness from you when it's self-generated. They can try and tap in as much as they want, but they can't kill that source because it's not outside of you. It's in you. As long as your heart is beating, you can be awesome. You can graduate and move into your true high power. As a very determined character, as someone who's capable, someone who's loving, someone who's a go-getter, someone who can manifest beautiful things into their life. We're going to dive into the Moonology cards next. My little Moonology deck. Thank you, Holy Spirit. All right. What information do you have for my beautiful, wonderful, and yes, absolutely beautiful, wonderful, amazing pile 3? What other information do you have on today, Holy Spirit? Oh, yes, I love that. Okay, I'm going to just take that one that fell out. Okay. Okay. So your first card is, and I absolutely love the energy of this. New moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. That's so beautiful. If you were ever worried about whether or not you were going to be able to protect yourself and the people that you love, you absolutely will be able to. And not only that, but Spirit is protecting you. Your ancestors are watching over you. You have guardian angels that are ensuring that you don't get swallowed up in this. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So there might be some details that you could possibly be fixated on that really don't matter in the long run, because it's not going to benefit you in the long run to be fixated on those things. And then full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome. Oh, is forecast. A win-win outcome is forecast. So even this person who is trying to tear you down and make you feel like crap every day, even they are going to benefit from you creating a separation. Even they are going to benefit from you choosing yourself and your loved ones first. And if this person is a loved one, unfortunately, they aren't, you can't take them with you on your journey, but they'll be protected. Even they are protected. Even they are protected. And then you have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. And that's on the bottom of the deck. And underneath that, we have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. And I feel like this is for someone in particular, but don't let your pride get in the way. Full moon in Leo. you really have to embrace yourself. You really have to embrace yourself. And I understand if you're in a situation where maybe you're in danger and maybe kind of just being a schmuck helps to protect you against this person, in which I that's something I can totally understand. I've been there. Some days I still find myself kind of looking a little ratty on purpose just so that I don't have to deal with unwarranted attention. So I totally get it. But you are at a point in your life right now where you have to choose yourself over this person. If there's someone in your life that is making you feel less than, or someone in your life making you feel like you should be uncomfortable with yourself, screw them. You're the ish. I'm trying not to curse because YouTube and stuff, but you are impeccable. You are. I hope you're not a narcissist if you're listening to this, but you are the bee's knees. You are a gift from God, so to speak, because you're capable of manifesting and you're capable of creating the reality that you really want to create. And I wholeheartedly believe it has a lot to do with your ability to be a queen of wands, your ability to, create a beautiful garden of prosperity and just awesomeness. So you have to start doing that. You have to start showing who you really are. And maybe you being who you really are might heavily upset this person, But at the end of it all, it really doesn't matter. It's going to benefit both of you for you to be yourself. Maybe they'll be on board. Maybe they'll be like, all right, fine. I get it. We've been doing it my way for a long time. I guess we'll do it your way. And then they realize your way is way more fun, way more interesting, way more fruitful, and just all around better. And then at that point, maybe they'll be kicking themselves. Oh man, we should have did this since the beginning. But because they wanted to control you and they wanted to control the situation, you all had to suffer through their game plan. But now is the time, now is an opportunity for you to say, hey, we did it your way and it didn't work. Look at where we're at. Let's do it my way. Because I think I've got what it takes. I think I know how to solve this. In fact, I don't think I know. I know how to solve this. But really, more than anything, you're going to have to be very loving and very understanding, especially so as to not burn bridges that don't need to be burned. Because I feel like this person can be beneficial to you so long as they let go of that fakeness and that sometiminess. If they are able to put enough faith in you to actually see how you work and see how you can bring stuff into fruition, then they'll get a chance to benefit from your genius. And of course, they can't right now because they're too afraid. It's a lot of fear in them. But you can't keep letting their fear control how the both of you succeed. Because I don't think you're afraid. You don't seem like a person that's afraid. It just seems like you've been put in a state of fear because someone that you love is a fearful person. They worry by nature. So it's causing you to react or to act similarly. Wow, I can't talk today. It's causing you to act similarly. Okay, so let's dive into the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck that I have. We're going to pull some advice, some more advice rather. Well, yeah, because that was kind of like information and advice. But we're going to pull some more advice to see how you can deal with this situation. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What information does my powerful need to know right now? Okay, I'm just going to take those. Take that. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have siege, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So you probably really need to take some time, seriously, to just sit with yourself and just kind of breathe and think. The next chance that you get to have a moment of silence, and I mean where there's no distractions, you know, the the kids are asleep, the parents are away, the boyfriend is out, the girlfriend is with her friends or whatever. Somebody go to work. Instead of trying to feel everything externally, try to feel internally and take a moment to breathe. And I know it's really hard to breathe if you've been crying profusely, because the whole time it feels like your chest is trying to cave in because you're going. If you crying hard like that, you need a moment to yourself. You need to honor yourself by giving yourself a chance to breathe and think and digest what's happening to you. Because you probably don't even understand what's happening to you. You probably have no idea that this is the position that you're in. But if you do, you are aware of what opportunities you have. And one of those opportunities, possibly many of your opportunities, actually, that's really what I'm hearing. Many of your opportunities are through the arts. You have Sarasvati. Express yourself through creative activities. It's time to art it up. It's time to get creative. Let's get creative. I don't own any rights to that. Neither do I own any rights to saying I don't own any rights. That's all Read Me My Rights 101. That's my girl. Not really. I don't know her, but I love watching her readings. But you have to give yourself a chance to get into the arts and really get back to being arty, get back to being creative. I'm hearing singing, painting, maybe maybe your form of art is IT work. Maybe you just really love, you know, dealing with computers, or creating programs and apps and stuff like that. Definitely get back into art though. Get back into being a creative. If you've lost your edge, or if you feel like you're losing your edge, this is what you need to dive into, is your artistic side. And it'll bring you a lot of prosperity. And then you also have Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And I'm going to try to hurry up because my phone is dying. But don't worry about whether or not you're enough. You got it. You have every single tool that you need to succeed in this situation. You are not without at all. Then we have Donna, High Priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. So this might be another gift that you have. And underneath that, we have Ishel, Medicine Woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. So if you are a mystic like myself, you probably need to get back to those roots and nurture those parts of yourself and really get in tune and, be the greatest sorceress you can be. It's funny because Rihanna is under that. That's the sorceress card in this deck. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Bring it home. Bring home the bacon. Because you got it. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. All right. So your final card and final bit of advice. I have a one last Frida Kahlo card. Be prepared for more. Learning, understanding, opportunities, and love. You really are a master manifester, and you have to step into this ability. And I believe the best way to do that is by being artistic intuitively, knowing that not only do you have to make a next move, but you innately know what your next move is 10 steps before anybody can guess it. I wholeheartedly believe that not only that, but your spirit guides are also on board with you, and they are aware of your capabilities. And that's where a lot of your supply comes from, that you are spiritually connected. You can pull yourself out of this, and you can pull your person out of this as well, because I'm sure that they're trying to be number one or the breadwinner or whatever, but they need help. They need your help, and you have just what it takes in order to pull you guys out of whatever funk you're in. So I love you. That is your reading, pile 3. Stay blessed and highly favored.